Greetings, fellow Gorehounds, and welcome to another Blood Splattered unboxing. I'm the Horror Guru.
And I'm Count Jackula.
And I recently got contacted by the people over at Horror Pack, and they asked me if I wanted to open one of their August boxes to promote their upcoming October box. And I figured, what the hell, I would love to do that. For those of you who don't know, Horror Pack is essentially a subscription service, a monthly one, much like Horror Block and otherwise, except unlike those ones, which usually deal with toys, trinkets, or shirts, Horror Pack is specifically DVDs and Blu-rays. And that's right up my alley, because I actually prefer DVDs and Blu-rays to trinkets and toys anyway. So we're going to open this up. We're going to see what the quality of the merchandise is.
Yep,
and
watch the movies.
And then we're going to watch the movies.
To tell you how they are.
And do little mini vlogs on them. So,
but I gotta say, I like the idea of a movie subscription box because, hey man, I'll be honest, I love owning Blu-rays, DVDs, but there are a lot of ones where you look at it and you're like, I don't know, man. But if they just like come to your house, you're like, I already paid for the subscription.
On top of that, you know, like getting Blu-rays these days are pretty expensive.
Yeah.
If you want Blu-rays,
so it's a deal no matter what happens. That's
absolutely,
good.
And it kind of brings back a little bit of the whole like blind rental thing, where you go to like rent stuff and you just pick random things off the wall because they had a cool cover or something.
Yeah.
And in this case, it's just you get it sent to you, so it's like it's a blind grab. Yeah. You know, in a sense, but it's one that could either prove very fortuitous or very disastrous. And, we'll see how it goes.
All right.
So let's bust this baby open and see what we got inside.
Let's dig in.
All right. Sweet.
Trying the patient up, Doc.
Just trying not to get the fucking Blu-rays damaged.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. You can choose DVDs or Blu-rays from their website, and I asked them to send me Blu-rays because I like Blu-rays.
Oh yeah, you got to get that 1080p. You got to get that 2 to 4K transfer.
Alrighty then, let's see what our first
victim
is.
Our fate is.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right, so this is Scar 3D. Some wounds never heal. I can't help but get the feeling that this is trying to play a little bit off some sort of Saw vibe, you know, like the colors, the
includes
text.
2 pairs of 3D glasses.
Also includes 2D Blu-ray version, so we can watch it in 2D. But I feel like we gotta watch the 3D version, right?
I don't know if will my television do 3D. I don't even know.
It has 3D glasses.
All right.
We'll give it a shot. Okay, so the first one we got is Scar 3D. Something we have not seen, and something that I gotta be honest, looks like it's probably a complete piece of shit. So we'll see if I'm eating my words later.
Oh boy.
Alrighty then. So Scar 3D.
This is the thing that's gonna happen.
I don't have much hope for that one.
No, pray for us.
Alrighty then, let's see what our second victim is.
Oh, hey!
There we go. Alrighty then. Re-Animator on Blu-ray. I actually have a really awesome DVD edition of this, so I was actually been thinking of upgrading to Blu-ray at some point.
Yeah, hey, that works out.
I recently got Bride on Blu-ray, so now this will go right beside it, you know?
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, man.
Re-Animator is also a movie that I'm sure people want me to do an actual episode of Blood Splattered Cinema on, and that will most likely happen at some point. Fucking, like, Re-Animator is a fucking classic, and this kind of Blu-ray right here is why this pack is totally worth it, because even if you get stuff like that, that's complete blind grab, that could be bullshit, this right here is guaranteed to be quality.
Yeah.
You know.
Time tested, man.
Absolutely.
Time tested.
A true classic.
A true one, yes.
Alrighty then. I have a feeling it's downhill from here.
All right,
let's see what we got.
Let's see what else we got.
Alrighty then.
Whoa!
Holy shit! It's a Blu-ray of Motivational Growth. Okay, this is a movie that Jack and I was recently showed by one of our friends. Your buddy Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony showed it to us.
He showed it to us at a 4th of July party, and this movie is awesome. If you love Jeffrey Combs, he's only a voice in this, but he voices a sentient mold.
The mold knows.
The mold knows, Jack.
The mold knows.
This movie's awesome. This is another movie that we've definitely seen. I actually recently bought it on DVD because I couldn't find a Blu-ray for it. So, this is...
no, that's great. No, Motivational Growth is totally worth it. That is an amazing movie.
All right, so that's 2 that we know for sure are fucking worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Like, all right, so I spoke too soon.
Yeah.
I spoke too soon. This might be actually a really good
All right. Let's do it. This is the final one.
Saw 5.
Saw 5.
All right, that's the director's cut of Saw 5. It's not my favorite Saw movie. I kind of prefer 6 and 2. But I'm down with having a Blu-ray Saw 5. Now, the only sad part is that I have one of those ones that have all the theatrical cuts in one set.
Yeah.
So now I gotta get the director's cuts for the rest.
That's true.
Now I gotta complete the collection.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the director's cut of Saw 5.
Oh, well.
Will I even remember what's different? It's
probably
been a while.
Probably
been a fucking while. Also, that, to be honest, 5 is the one that was kind of a mess, right?
Well, 5 is kind of this, it sits in this weird zone. 4 and 5 sit in this weird middle point, I feel like, in the franchise, where they're transitioning from the old Jigsaw to the new one.
Yeah.
And I didn't like 4 and 5 very much. They're okay. They have cool kills.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like Friday the 13th, some of the Friday the 13th movies that aren't as good as like the best ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Takes Manhattan has a great ending, but like beginning of it is kind of shaky.
Yeah. It takes a while to get moving.
But I still love it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair.
This actually is not a complete. This is not a complete shit
I
fuck.
thought it was gonna be more of this.
Yeah, way more Scar 3Ds.
Way more but no, this is so far this is quality.
I'm totally down with this.
Good month.
All right then. So I believe this was the August month. I imagine they have a very special thing planned for the October month. So get in on that because I don't think you have much time, and this is probably going to go up at the first week of October.
Yeah, it's probably going to be at the end of the first week of October.
So if it's already too late, I sincerely apologize.
I think we ought to just
do Scar 3D.
Let's just fucking rip the Band-Aid, man.
Do Scar 3D?
Just gonna do Scar 3D.
Well, most of these other ones we've at least seen.
Yeah.
So that one, that's the real. That'll be interesting.
We'll see if it scars our soul.
We will see.
We'll see
in 3D.
In 3D, 3 dimensions.
Alrighty then, guys. See you at the jump.
This is gonna be platelet loss. I just know it. Just know it.
Greetings, fellow Gorehounds. If you liked anything you saw in this unboxing and would like to get yourself your very own horror pack, then head on over to their website, www.horrorpack.com, or click on the link in my description below, which, for the record, will throw a little money my way, so if you want to help me out, then click that link. Pick whichever plan works best for you, and then you could get your very own horror pack as soon as possible. And with that all said, let's see what we thought of this, Scar 3D mess. Welcome back, fellow Gorehounds. So, we ended up just watching Scar 3D because we've pretty much seen the other movies, and they're all varying levels of recommended for us. But we hadn't seen Scar 3D. And,
I don't want to live anymore.
This is... I don't know how else to say it other than this is a pretty rank piece of shit. We couldn't even make it through the 3D.
No.
Because the 3D was so terrible.
No, it's that red and blue fucking 3D. It's not even like DVD 3D where like you need like they do that modern one. No, this is like red and green. And what's even worse is that the color palette of the movie is also all over the place.
Yeah, and so you're trying to watch the movie, and so you're seeing all this red and blue, and there's no reason for it to be 3D. This movie does not look like it was shot in 3D.
No.
At all.
No.
This looks like this
couldn't
was...
have been.
Scar 2D looks like the proper movie.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, the video quality is so bad that even when it is not in 3D, it's hard to see what's on screen sometimes.
Yeah, like the title sequence is fucking filled with stock footage that people obviously like downloaded from YouTube and
like
shit.
Like fucking aliasing on like the
it's ridges. So bad. It's so bad.
It was obviously shot digitally. It was apparently shot like 2007 and released 2011. So it's got like, it doesn't even have like red quality, like digital cameraing.
No, not even
It has
close.
some pretty shitty quality. Half the footage looks a little bit out of focus. And the shots that look like they're in focus are so in focus that it's like, it's jarring.
It's like a different movie. Like there's a director of photography credit here. I wouldn't put that
That's
on
another
your
problem
reel.
is that so much of the movie, like there was a point in the movie where the whole movie's over and they kind of stop using like their horror filters, and it looks like, oh, like there's actual color. It looks like there's a real movie here.
Hey, it looks like a movie, yeah.
But the minute the filters are put on, everything looks like the blacks are really crushed and awful.
Yeah.
Like it just looks, it doesn't look good. Like, it doesn't even look like it as a horror movie. It doesn't look scary. It looks like, I want to turn this off right now. This is a really shitty-looking movie.
Yeah. And there are a lot of... it's so weird. There are a lot of obvious, like... I make fun of day for night, but I've never seen people fuck up night for night before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, this is obviously fully lit, but it's shot at night, otherwise we couldn't do certain things. But it's also shot with just a blue filter.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Why is it shot with a blue filter if we're at night? And then when we're inside, it's so badly lit that the movie itself has that fucking crappy digital fucking... Like, because you over-sharpened it because the movie was bad. The quality of the film was so bad.
Well, also, digital grain back in the day was pretty bad, and it's pretty bad in this movie.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It doesn't look good. Like, it's not even like Collateral where they managed to make it look like a style. It doesn't look like a style in this. It looks like they didn't know what they were doing.
No, it looks like it was just bad.
It's just a bad-looking movie. And that's not even getting into the plot or the characters, which, who cares?
Yeah. Well, the weirdest thing was that movie starts and we're like, wait a minute, that's fucking...
Angela Bettis. From May and The Woman.
Yeah.
Among other things. She's a really great actress. She's the only actress in this movie that feels like she has any quality of talent. And that's including Christopher Titus, who is in this movie inexplicably.
Christopher Titus is in this movie. Like, what the fuck?
It'd be like if you put in a Saw movie and Dennis Leary showed up. You'd be like, what the fuck's going on?
Wait, that doesn't... What?
But even then, he's not playing a Christopher Titus-like character. He's playing like serious cop. And as a result, it's bad.
Well, it was like, it felt weird because it was kind of like, it feels like Bride of Chucky, because the fucking sheriff there is fucking John Ritter.
Yeah.
But like, at least that movie knows that it's Bride of Chucky.
That movie knows it's stupid. It's part of the fun.
Yeah. It's like, hey, John Ritter, do you want to be a fucking psychopath in a really crazy movie? Sure.
This movie does have tits. I'm pretty sure there's only one pair.
Yeah, there's a pair of tits.
It doesn't enjoy
breasts.
it. It doesn't enjoy the tits
at
all. It's kind of dull. It's a slasher movie that doesn't realize it's a slasher movie. Like, it feels like it's a movie that feels like it's too good to just be a slasher movie. Instead, it's got to be some sort of like Seven-like psychological thriller, when in reality, it is in a slasher movie formula, just without the slashing.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't see any of the actual, like, kills.
But you like, oh, we're randomly, inexplicably following this one character. Oh, they're going to die. That's why we're following them. And then it cuts.
Yeah, most of the actual gore is like in flashbacks.
Yeah.
In the flashbacks of the main character.
There are two movies here. There's the flashback of the main character who's remembering this murder spree, that she got kidnapped by this killer and was forced to essentially tell him to kill her friend or he would do things to her.
Yeah.
Basically one of those, like, would you choose your life over someone else's kind of scenarios.
Yeah, which really honestly wasn't a big enough part of the movie to actually make it the central part of the movie.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's dumb.
It only shows up in that flashback and at the end.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, spoilers.
I was waiting to spoil.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, anyway. This is what this movie did to me. Oh my god. Alright, I can continue.
Well, we're in the spoiler section now, so,
why, man? Why?
It's just a bad movie, man. It's okay.
Oh, why?
It's just a bad movie.
Oh, man.
And, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I don't...
Yeah?
Yeah, it's bad. Do not watch. It's bad. It wants to be like some sort of weird cross between Seven, Saw, and Cry Wolf. And no. Oh, and by the way, on the back of the DVD cover, there's this shot
of this barn.
Of a barn. Like, that fucking means something.
Yeah, it's an inexplicable barn that shows up literally only in the last act.
Yeah.
If they mentioned it earlier in the movie, we missed it.
Yeah, totally missed it.
Just kind of like how we missed that that Christopher Titus and Angela Bettis were supposed to be brother and sister until like towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, until they announce that they're like brother and sister. You think it's like a cop with dead wife and his new girlfriend. Which that's how it's played.
Which, to be fair, that could have been a result of us talking over scenes in the movie at the beginning because we just didn't care.
Yeah, that movie like got off on the wrong foot immediately because like, first of all, they started the movie with a flashback. And I don't mean like we show you something and then we slowly reveal its meaning throughout the movie like in, say, Martyrs. I mean, like, Angela Bettis is running forward towards the camera and then all of a sudden she has a flashback. And they do that bullshit.
Yeah.
And it takes a while to figure out what the fuck is happening because the girl who's supposed to be her doesn't look anything like her.
No, and then sometimes when she has the flashbacks, it focuses more on her friend than her. So you're like, wait, is the friend supposed to be her?
Yeah.
It was really confusing.
Yeah. This movie doesn't know who it wants to focus on, and that's a big problem.
That's the other thing, is that you're not sure if this is her movie or her niece's movie or her friend in the flashbacks movie.
Yeah.
It's really confusing.
It's filmed all three ways, and it you can tell that it's
also two different movies. There's the flashback, which is basically like a torture horror movie out of like the mid 2000s, but a really shitty one. Like this ain't no Saw or Hostel. This is one of those fucking awful knockoffs, like the worst kinds. Like Broken. That movie was a piece of shit.
Broken or like Teristas or something.
Yeah.
You know.
But the normal movie is, like I said, it's like a slasher that doesn't want to admit it's a slasher. You have like a bunch of teenagers going to parties and shit and then getting picked off one by one. But without the slashing. You don't see the slashing. You just see them dead later.
Yeah.
Like in 7.
Yeah. Which worked in 7 because the whole movie's built around that.
Yeah.
You know, but this movie isn't.
No, because 7 was built as a murder mystery. You're following cops.
Yeah. It's not a slasher movie.
This is following the teenagers, and we're supposed to be following them as they die. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the structure of that film.
But even then, we're not really following them, because it's actually supposed to be Angela Bettis' story, which would have been nice if the first half of the movie did that.
Yeah.
It's just a really bad movie. Like, everything else that I got in that pack was fantastic. Like, they're great movies. Re-Animator's awesome. Motivational Growth is a fucking gem. Saw 5 is not one of the better Saw movies, but, like, it's only as bad as a Saw movie gets.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is the kind of piece of shit I feel like people think... This is what people... Like when people talk about like bad horror movies, I don't think they realize how bad they can get. Like,
yeah. Like that's like I feel like a movie like this is what people think Saw is.
No,
and it's not.
Saw is way more than that.
Saw is way better.
Saw actually has themes and
like, yeah, it actually does shit. You know,
and will do crazy effects so that like even if you don't give a shit about the story, you'll have awesome like.
Oh yeah, like the fucking girl's head ripping open.
Like there's a scene in this where we thought we are gonna get an awesome scalping and we didn't.
Yeah.
We got a really shitty, like, miniature scalping at one point, but that's about it.
Yeah, like, the movie basically, it's got a lot of blood, but if you're, it's not enough.
It's got a lot of aftermath blood.
It's got,
There's not a lot of squirting blood, there's not a lot of spraying blood, there's not a lot of, like, people getting hurt.
It's not, it's got that, it's not ghoulish enough.
No, because it feels like a movie that was like, oh, we're too good to do that kind of splatter thing, but like you're clearly not too good to do the torture thing. Like, and even then, the way you're doing the torture thing is really fucking lackluster. It's like
it's pretty bad. Doing
it really badly. I don't even know who I'm supposed to empathize with. Am I supposed to empathize with the friend or the one that is supposed to be Angela Bettis, but I wasn't sure it was her.
Yeah, and that's a consistent problem because, like, that problem dogs the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you intellectually understand these are supposed to be the same people, but, like, you don't buy it. They
feel like completely different characters.
Yeah, they're totally different characters, and you're just...
They would have been able to get away with it if it was younger. Like, if it was a different...
Yeah.
If they had a different actress because it was supposed to be playing, like, 12-year-old her.
Yeah.
But because it was playing 17-year-old her, adult her, and then it cuts to her, like, 10 years later...
Yeah, you're like, these two people look nothing
look
alike.
Like this completely different person. person, you know? And I get that, like, story-wise, they're a completely different person. And then there's this confusing part where her scar on her face, which is what the movie's fucking named after, the emotional scar of the murder is represented by a scar on her face. That literally changes sizes each shot, and sometimes I thought it was intentional, like it's supposed to be like, oh, the scar is never healed, so in her head, but you can't tell if it's in her head because she actually starts applying makeup and stuff to it. So
so you're like, what? You know, it's not like when they did that kind of shit with like May.
Oh yeah, where you're like the glass is cracking, but it's not really cracking, it's all in her head. That got across really well. The scar did not get across. It just looked like the fucking makeup people fucked up every other shot.
Yeah, it did.
That's what it looked like. All in all, I give this this is actually a really good fucking horror pack. With one piece of shit that I do not recommend.
Yeah, recommend all the other movies.
Recommend all the other movies, and I recommend horror pack because, like, if one piece of shit per pile is a standard, that's not bad.
Oh, well, yeah, because, I mean, like, fucking Re-Animator, motivational growth.
Yes, those two alone.
Those two alone
make it completely worth it.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
Totally. And, hey, we got a video out of Scar 3D.
It's gonna be buried in this fucking horror pack vlog, but, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, my friends, peace out, and I'll catch y'all later.